There is so much information in the world, and we can find it in many different places, like social media, newspapers, books, textbooks, magazines, and journals, or from other people. So when we look at where to find information or sources, we need to ask ourselves a couple of questions. Today, we're going to be talking about different types of sources. So we need to pause and ask, what information do I need? Who am I sharing the information with? Why do I need the information? The answers to these questions help us know where to look for information. Typically, we can separate information sources into two broad categories: popular sources and scholarly sources. Popular sources are those that are written for general use. Their audience is the everyday person. Some examples are newspapers and blogs. Scholarly sources are written with a scholar or researcher in mind. We primarily think of scholarly sources as those in academic journals or what we call peer-reviewed articles. Let's take a closer look at both types and some situations where you might use one or the other. Popular sources are usually less technical and more entertaining. You might notice more pictures and less statistics. These sources are also going to be shorter unless it's a book. We already mentioned newspapers and blogs, but magazines and some books would be considered popular sources. When you are trying to find a popular source, you might use one of the library's databases or try a Google search. Scholarly sources are more technical, and they may not be as easy to understand. Scholarly sources are presenting research results to people who are also studying or researching in that field. These articles have statistics, charts, and tables, and very few pictures. These articles are usually much longer than popular sources. We generally see scholarly sources in academic journals. You can find these journal articles in the library's databases or through a Google Scholar search. Now, how do you know which type to use? We have to look at each situation. Sometimes your professor may tell you to find a specific type of source, and in that case, we want to go with what the professor says, or you are wanting the information for yourself. In that case, we want to think about our audience. Who is going to be hearing the information, and how much information do I need? For less complex topics or questions, like where is Quebec, popular sources like an atlas or Google Maps would be enough. But if I want to know how French culture historically impacted and created the culture of present-day Quebec, I might do a bit of a detailed search and want to find some scholarly articles. Different situations call for different types of information and sources. If you aren't sure where to find the information or what type of source you need, the library can help with that. You can schedule a research coach appointment and meet with the librarian to discuss your information needs.